Let's get ready to RAGL! Hello everyone, it's Tailix and I'm back for another Global League gameplay. And today it is me playing as England versus mechANIC, also playing as England. Now what another week. I'm trying a different strategy this week to what I normally do with the double ref start. I'd go for a war factory, so this time I basically have less infantry to start off with and aim to get a bigger economy spike later on. Also I get a chance to build a few more vehicles to basically do some early harassment. At least that was the plan. So in order to do this I had to queue up a pillbox in case of an early infantry rush from mechANIC, and basically it's a slower, I feel like you're not doing anything. You're not. It's tough going to start off with, definitely. So as you can see here, I'm just rearranging the infantry to have their scout more, maybe one or two cells, but just enough so I can see that the ore patch. Although that was, thinking about it, that probably wasn't the placement. Maybe a couple to the left here would have probably done it for an expansion, which mechANIC eventually does. You see, he's gone for rushing the two ref, then moving. I should have really done the same thing. I'll just rack out a couple more infantry just to make sure these points here haven't been taken yet. I would say this build is a lot more riskier than what I normally do. Now as you can see here, coming up here, I actually do not see the MCV, which was a bit of a silly mistake, but then I didn't expect that. I should have maybe even pushed the infantry down to about here. Right, all players. Now I'm having a fight here, there we go. Right. A nice little infantry club here for all mechANIC, sending out a few scouts. Me aiming to build another. Oh, I thought it was an all trucks. Oh, I did build one, sorry, and then the Ranger. For good measure. There you go. So yes. Moving out, just taking a scout round. I wanted to take a look at the main base. I wanted to see what they were trying to rush for. Unfortunately I don't get much. I get the scout off, but at this point I realised, yeah, he's moved already. And then this happens, yeah. Just what the oops. Continue scouting. There's a war factory for mechANIC. Should have moved it there as soon as I heard the pillbox fire, losing an early Ranger. Up to 4 harvesters now by building another war factory and another refinery, sorry, and another harvester from the war factory. Getting out a early light tank. I was actually trying a strategy which worked in a couple of training sessions before, believe it or not, after this video, because I had a bit more experience with it, was racking out 3 light tanks to apply some pressure. Really, I should have just maybe pumped the money into just having a bit more bulk infantry. Me going down with my first expand, after placing the service depot down. A little too late, I would say, in this game for an expand, but it happened anyway. Alright, so I started on my light tanks, started to make a move. I aim to go around and at least take out one harvester and then probably end up having the husk of the tank over the ore refinery to prevent drop-offs of ore. So that's the original plan anyway. As you can see here, I move in, I get spotted by the ranger, which I didn't know was there. Started applying pressure to the harvester. Maybe this I should have thought about bailing out for the first rocket, but I thought let's just go with it. See if I can take it out. Now I do get it into the red health, but realising that was a lot of money wasted. Racking out a few starting medium tanks for me. Maybe if I pushed towards this base here, I would have probably applied a bit of pressure, since the service depot has only recently gone up. Again, I hold back. Another tank, 4 tanks. Maybe I should have pushed forward at this point. I think I get, slightly distracted by a ranger of all things. Oh, okay. See, I do move there. Maybe I should have moved up a bit, even though I know where he is. Again, should have just racked out more infantry, more dudes. The more dudes you have, the better chance you have of winning. Should have pushed in. I would have been pincered, mind you. Oh yeah, that's it. I push in, selecting light tank, medium tank. Sorry, pushing in. Maybe I should have ordered these to do some squishing instead of just pushing forward. I wanted them to really soak up the pillboxes and take a few of them out. I'm not sure what went wrong with that. I must have had that queued up, and at this point, pressure down here, which I didn't see because I was too busy up here, microing. Didn't notice the action going on down here till it was too late. Lost most of my army and half my tanks. I shouldn't really have focused looking back, but I've got to learn the ropes somehow. Should have stick with my infantry build. Move out my MCV, just basically using the buildings as a meat shield. I think at this point as well I was meant to select all units, but I only got on screen units. Out pillbox. Brief moment of no power. I move out of the MCV for mechANIC. Getting the 1 or 2 dudes off there, using the sight from the tank. I'll be honest, I made a push up here thinking, okay, their army's down south, but realising quite quickly, yeah, they are there. Thought I'd try and be cheeky with my med tanks, but it just didn't work. What's that I got queued up? So yeah, mechANIC just placing his men in the right positions, ready for a dual pincer attack. At this point, I have over-harvested everything. I think I see this. Sort it out in a minute. Shouldn't have just gone in for the crush. It was such a waste. Like now I would have just turned tail and ran with those med tanks. Such a waste. This wasn't my top form game, I hate to say. I had a busy week this week, so I wasn't peak performance. I like to say. Don't want to use it as an excuse, mind you. I always aim to fight my hardest. Moving out the MCV, leaving pretty much this unguarded, bar the pillbox, I guess. Men getting in the way here, just a bit silly. So even the rocket soldier, just absolutely silly. I was aiming to try and cash in the middle at this point, as I had nowhere else to go. Massive army forming up. 6 medium tanks on one side, a full infantry spam on the other. It was only a matter of time. You saw us busted through the middle. Top corner, moving in. Went engaged with what I had left, and then their army just walked right in. Told the tank just to go for it, run him over. Didn't work. Maybe I should have sold the radar dome here, would have benefited a bit more, but it wouldn't have changed the outcome. So yeah, just a sneaky MCV round the back. Does it again, it's just all, yeah. I know at this point it was well over. No money, no nothing. Calls a GG, and that's it. It's game.